Hello everyone. Happy 4th for those of you who celebrate. So I wanted to come on and do the July 2020 tarot messages today. For those of us who aren't celebrating right now. How are you guys? So, I was pretty excited because one of the first tarot decks that I ever used decided to have a remake. They remade it, which was the Gilded Tarot deck. The Gilded Tarot, and now it's the Gilded Tarot Royale. It was redone this year. Probably one of the best things that has happened in 2020. So, I wanted to, that's not true. There's a lot of good things that have happened in 2020. So I figured I would unbox it and do some readings today. So let's get to that. I'm trying to find a thing to open this with. The shrink wrap is always so difficult. So how are you guys doing on this 4th of July? Keeping yourselves busy? Keeping yourselves hold on. This shrink wrap really gave me some trouble here. Okay, cool. Put my pendulum away. Yes, this is the new version of the Gilded Tarot. This is the Gilded Tarot Royale by Zero Marchetti, I think is how you say his name. Marchetti. No, it's Marchetti. And Barbara Moore. This is actually one of the first decks that I used. So, the fact that they redid it in 2020 is pretty cool. So, I wanted to unbox it. And then I wanted to do the July 2020 tarot messages with it. I was taking a break from doing readings. So, I kind of missed the cards in my hand. Right away, it's really cool. I like the new book that comes with it. Black and white pictures. I would have expected color from them, but, you know, sometimes I can be a little snob when it comes to tarot. So, that's all right. I like the inside, though. They always do, this is Scarab Beetle. Sorry, not Scarab Beetle. What is the name of this company? The published company is, I think it's Scarab. Where are they? I think this is published by, this is published by Llewellyn. I thought this was published by a different publisher because it kind of looks like the Scarab Beetle publisher style, but it's not. It's from Llewellyn. Llewellyn, one of the biggest providers of magical items. All right, so that's the front. I'm really excited. I really like the back of it. I like how they did the back. Hopefully someone asked if I will ever do my own deck. Hopefully one day. So let me see. I keep using my pendulum to open plastic because Moonstone pendulum. I like the back of them, but right away I can tell you it's made on cheaper cardstock. See? I sound like a snob now. It just happens after you've collected like 200 plus decks. When you can start feeling the cardstock compared to this cardstock is much thinner, and compared definitely to this cardstock, it's much thinner. So when you have a lot of decks, you become a snob. But the illustrations are beautiful. There's the Fool, the Revised Fool, the Magician, the High Priestess. I've always loved the High Priestess card in this deck. Okay. Yeah, it is really cheap cardstock. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry, Llewellyn, but it is. Compared to other decks, It's kind of, even compared to the original, not that one, the original deck, it's kind of cheaper quality. But so which means that the cardstock will probably not last you as long, so you'll probably have to buy a new one pretty quickly. Not defamatory, okay? This is for entertainment purposes only. But I really like the new depictions. Like the Empress on here has a lot more florals. I really like the new pictures. It's kind of like, I've always loved the Lovers card on here too. The only thing with the Lovers card that kind of confuses me is it has Anthony on here and it has Egyptian imagery, but then it has like a Greek person rather than Cleopatra, who happened to be Egyptian. So that's like a little bit of a, oh, this is cool. The Chariot now has a woman of color on it. That's different. See that? That has changed. But then the Lovers should have changed too, because Cleopatra was Egyptian. And that's Anthony. That's Anthony and Cleopatra, supposedly. Just saying my 2 cents here, guys. Justice card looks pretty cool. Someone asked if anyone in my elders use cartomancy. No. My grandmother does tea leaf and coffee readings. My great grandmother, but most of my family is just does their readings clairvoyantly with a candle flame, which I do as well, but I don't do them as often, because I just enjoy tarot. I like the Star card. It's very Aquarian. It's almost like that indigo child feel. I've always liked the imagery in this deck. The Wands. 4 of Wands. The Wands are pretty cool in this deck. I like this card because it totally, it really depicts what the 9 of Wands represents. It's like that moment when you want to give up on something. So that's really cool. Oh, I love this one. It's very Pisces energy. Look at that. Which the Ace of Cups is very much a Piscean deck. Oh, congratulations. Gemini, interesting. 3 of Cups. So, I've always loved the 5 of Cups in this deck. It's very much reminiscent of what the 5 of Cups actually represents. I like that a lot. As well as the 7 of Cups. Oh wow, I really love the new swords, the new Sword of Cup, the new Ace of Swords. I really like that a lot. It's almost like reminiscent of the Holy Spirit, very archangel-y, I guess you could call it. I've always loved the 3 of Swords because it reminds me a lot of Metresili. We always love the 6 of Swords in this deck too. Hi. Really like that. 7 of Swords. So I really like most of the imagery. They probably wouldn't want me to show you the entire deck, so you'd get it yourself. But it's a really, really nice deck. Not that I'm like promoting it. It's just a deck I figured I'd take a look at with you guys. I really like the 10 of Pentacles in this deck. This is pretty much almost the same image, but it's been revamped. There's a few more things added to it, more greenery added to it, which I really like. What I do like about this deck is that it changes. The backgrounds really change to represent the mood of the card, meaning that it really kind of represents. There's a lot of color symbolism in this deck. That's what I wanted to say, which is really good because if you know color symbolism, it will also help you be a really good reader. So I really like that. And of course, the King of Pentacles, look at him sitting on his throne, which King of Pentacles is always about his money. Okay, we always want a King of Pentacles in our lives. So that is the Gilded Tarot Royale. I would get it. Just keep in mind that if you shuffle cards the way that I do, you'll probably have to get two, one for collections purposes and one for reading purposes, because this card stock is not very thick and it's going to go quickly. Especially the way that I shuffle, it's going to go quickly. So it's the Gilded Tarot Royale. I would have expected it since it was a revamp. The original deck, the original deck had a much thicker card stock. If you like thicker card stock, I would get the original Gilded Tarot. But if you don't really care, I really like the Tarot Royale. I like how much more in depth the imagery has. So that's my honest opinion, honest criticism. I paid for it. I'm allowed to say what I want. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. So today I wanted to go ahead and I liked doing the live readings for the monthly messages last time, so I'm gonna do them again. This will probably be a 2-part live again, because most of the time I don't have enough time to do them all in one live. So if you want to stick around and hang out and hear your message, you're welcome to. If not, it's up to you. It's up to you to join the party. Okay, so we're going to start with Cancer. I figured we start with Cancer since it is Cancer season. We owe it to Cancer, right? To start with them. Plus, I always feel a little extra truthful when it comes to Cancer season. Although I am truthful most of the time, but Cancer really brings out the truth in me. Because Cancers are very to the point. You guys do not... I have a few Cancer friends, and you guys do not play. So, let's start with the Cancers. All right, hold on. So I'm going to ask Archangel Michael and a few of my other guides to tell me what messages you guys need to hear for the month of July. That's really what I'm really most concerned with. What messages are coming up, what you need to know right now for the month of July. So let's take a look. Ooh, cards are already falling out of the deck. Another thing with thinner cardstock is that the cards do fall much easier from the deck. So that's one thing. It's easier for spirit, but it's also, you also have to make sure you feel the deck. Okay, so there we go. Alrighty, so this is a good thing. Right away, the 5 of Cups, the King of Pentacles. All right, Cancers, you guys are worrying a lot for no reason. And I feel like it has more to do with your own imagination than reality, okay? So the 5 of Cups, King of Pentacles, we're just talking about the King of Pentacles, 9 of Wands, Nine of Swords, and the Knight of Swords. So the Knight of Swords, for me, it's you got to be careful with how blunt you are with your words, okay? So usually the other swords people, they are they're very calculated with what they say, but the Knight of Swords really isn't. A lot of the times the Knight of Swords is so blunt that it causes problems. It causes arguments. So you got to be careful to not introduce those into your life. Now that I'm seeing an argument with a I'm seeing an argument with possibly a King of Pentacles. So King of Pentacles could be a Capricorn, Taurus, or Virgo male. So this is a boss energy. This is like, and from what I know of Cancers, you guys don't like to be bossed around. So this could also be a partner. So this is a very masculine business man energy. So be careful with your words. Be careful how you word your words, because you could end up getting yourself into some trouble. I'm also seeing it's possible that you could also be having some trouble at work with a boss, or having trouble in a relationship with someone who is an earth sign, meaning a Capricorn, Taurus, or Virgo energy. The King of Swords for me is more Virgo-like, because the King of Swords doesn't really dwell in the emotional. He really doesn't like emotions that much. He loves people and he loves taking care of those he cares about, but he doesn't really like to dwell in the emotions. He's a very cut and dry, whereas as a Cancer, sometimes you get into your emotions a little too much. So you got to be careful. Spirit is saying that you are staying up at night. You're worrying about a lot of things, and there's really, the issue is smaller than you think. And also you have more control over the situation than you think you do. You think you have no control over it, but in reality, you actually do have a lot of control over it. If instead of worrying about it so much, sit down and chart out a plan of action, because if you chart out a plan of action, it's going to work out better in your favor. Because I'm seeing the Nine of Pentacles here. The Nine of Pentacles talks to me of a raise, of a promotion, possibly a new job. So I am seeing the Nine of Pentacles, the Nine of Pentacles next to the Eight of Wands. That to me talks about you leaving your job. You possibly leaving your job for a better opportunity. Something that will make you a lot more money. Now, this could also be about you doing things on your own and not waiting for others, because the Five of Cups here, it talks about disappointments. Like maybe you've been disappointed by other people in the past. This is talking about the other cards after the Five of Cups. It's talking about you like stop whining over the disappointment. I'm sorry to say it that way, but stop being upset about those who have disappointed you and take actions into your own hands, which is what the King of Pentacles will always do. The King of Pentacles is about his money. He doesn't care about other people's like excuses or delays. He always finds another way. So Spirit is saying here, listen, you've tried to talk this out with people. You've tried to get them to be on your side, to be on your team. And that's what this represents here. The Five of Cups, crying on the ground, and the Knight of Swords. So you've tried to talk to them. That's in the past. That needs to stop now. Now, if you want to move forward into your future, you need to become a boss. So this, like I said earlier, this could either be an argument with a boss, or it could be that you need to become a boss of your own life. And you need to take direction from yourself and from your spirit guides. Because if you continue to wait on others, it's going to stall your progress. This also indicates you possibly leaving the situation as well. If you are in a situation where it's not serving you, whether it's your job or whether it's a relationship, this indicates that you know in your heart that the solution is leaving the situation and being honest about it, because the Queen of Swords is coming up here. And the Queen of Swords is all about delicate negotiation. So this may mean also that there could be a female earth sign that is going to come into your life, or a Libra that's going to come into your life. And this Libra is giving you a really good idea, or is trying to help you with this idea. And I would suggest listening to her, because this is a feminine Libra energy. And this is about, listen, speak your truth, get your shit done, don't make excuses. Libras tend to be like, you know what, when they are balanced, they're very delicate with their words, and they say what they mean, and they mean what they say. So this Libra energy It may be someone that's trying to assist you in your plans, or that has given you really good advice, that Spirit is saying, listen to this advice, because this advice is going to assist you in achieving the 9 of Pentacles, which is ultimate financial stability and prosperity, and possibly being your own boss and being able to make money and stop staying up at night worrying about it. So that is your reading, Cancer. Holy moly, you have a lot of stuff going on. But it sounds more like you're worried about your money than your relationships, which is usually the opposite with you, Cancers. So let's go ahead and move on to Leo. Let's see what Leo has to bring. I know Leo's message was shorter last time, so I will try to make it a little bit longer if Spirit allows. So let's go ahead and see. Alrighty. Let's go ahead and see what Spirit has to say for the Leos in the room. My life paused. Alrighty. Leo. If I get disconnected on the live, I will be back within like 5 minutes, because I think I miscalculated my battery. Okay. Oh, there we go. Uh-oh, Leo. This is what I was feeling. Leo, you have a heartbreak coming to you. There is a heartbreak. But the heartbreak is going to be followed with a reconciliation. So this month is interesting, Leo. This heartbreak is going to teach you something. Because I feel like you have been... the heartbreak that you're going through, for those of you who are going through a heartbreak right now, this heartbreak you're going through, this betrayal, it was really to reveal to you that this person is not, you're not receiving an even exchange in the relationship. So Spirit is trying to show you that this person keeps taking. Notice how the hands are reaching out for the coins. I feel like this person keeps taking from you. This could also be somebody at work, that is not pulling their fair weight. But I feel like this is relationship related. This reading is more relationship related than anything else. And I'm seeing a lot of arguments, at least a lot of negative thoughts in regards to the situation. And I feel like it's because you are being cheated in the relationship, in the sense that this person is not really giving you what you desire. Either you aren't getting what you desire from the relationship, or you're not giving what you're supposed to be giving. Usually, yeah, that's what I'm seeing. I'm seeing that you're not really receiving what you want from the relationship. Maybe not as much attention as you desire, or maybe you're not getting as much recognition at work or at school or wherever it is as you desire. And Spirit is kind of like, you need to just figure out what your goals are and work towards them. Kind of mind your business. Work on your own towards your goals. The 8 of Pentacles is coming up here, because I do see a reward. I do see an ultimate reward. Now, if this is a relationship related, I see you getting back together with this person. I would really consider, with the 3 of Cups here and the 5 of Swords, I would really consider whether this is the best relationship for you before you get back into it. Because I feel like as soon as you get back into it, you're going to have a lot of arguments with this person. Okay? So I would highly suggest really thinking about whether that is actually good for you. Because this is really emotionally turmoil, like a lot of emotional turmoil. And some of you may have a religious difference going on in this relationship. Like, I feel like Leos are maybe having some differences with the people they're with when it comes to religion or faith or belief systems, or maybe the way that you traditionally want to live your life, that maybe that partner doesn't reflect that same aspect in your life. And that's kind of difficult for you because the Hierophant is coming up here. Hierophant represents tradition, religion, those religious practices, maybe that faith, that your style of faith is different from the other person's. So you're going to have to kind of decide, okay, whether it's right for you, because if that person doesn't share your belief system, it's going to be hard to be in that relationship with that person. It's going to be hard because you just don't vibrate at the same vibration. I see you moving on. Yeah, I see you moving on. I don't think that you're going to stay with that person. Spirit is making me feel like really consider it, and if you do decide to move on, I'm not telling you to leave. If you decide to leave the situation, Spirit is saying that you will be rewarded with someone that is better for you. And you're gonna have to just like cut cords and be very, very honest with them. And also on the other side, Spirit is saying like, don't try so hard to be in a relationship right now. Try to like focus on your life goals and your career right now, because as you're focusing on those things and you're focusing on your inner healing, you're going to find the partner that you've been looking for. But you are bound up. I feel like this person that you're with, for those of you who it is applying to, it resonates with, I feel like this person that you're with or this situation you're in is making you feel bound, but you are in a cage with an open door. So it's like the door is open. It's like those birds that have been trained for so long to stay in a cage that even when the door opens, they don't leave. That's how I feel. Like you think that you don't have a way out, but you do. You just have to look around you and you have to ask for the help. Okay, because I see a fire sign helping you. This is an Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius energy, a young friend energy, most likely another Leo, Aries, or Sagittarius. And this feels like someone who's willing to help you, but you have to ask, okay? Yeah, I see that not only is this person stalling your heart and your faith, but they're also stalling your bag, like your money. They're also stalling how fast you get your money. Also, Leos, watch your vitamin B12 because I'm tasting a lot of iron in my blood. So a lot of you Leos might be having issues with your iron intake because I'm tasting a lot of, Spirit is making me all of a sudden taste a lot of iron in my mouth. And that usually to me represents like a iron deficiency. So be careful because Spirit is also, like stress can cause that to happen as well. So I feel for you Leos. But you will get through it. Listen to your heart. Listen to your spirit guides. You already know the answer. It's just a matter of you having the courage to move forward, having the courage to decide to choose yourself over maybe being in the relationship. Sometimes we stay in the wrong relationships because we're used to being in them and because we don't want to be alone. But sometimes there's like a saying that it's better to be alone than in bad company. So I truly believe in that saying. Alrighty, let's go ahead and move on to Virgo. But yeah, watch your health, Leo. Because I feel like Leos, you guys are so, because you're a sun sign, I feel like most of the time you look at things really in an optimistic way. And when things get dark for you, you don't pay attention to your health. So be careful with that. Exactly. Alrighty. Virgo. It's your turn, Virgo. Alright. Yes, So this applies to Leo, sun, moon, and rising. So all the readings I do apply to the sun, moon, and rising. So if you want to listen to your other sign, you can do so. Sometimes some people are more in their moon sign or more in their rising sign, depending on your level of maturity, depending on your level of spiritual maturity as well. So it's very different. And your energy, whether you're more in your masculine or your feminine energy. All right, let's go ahead and go to Virgo. Whew. Virgos. Ooh, Virgos. Virgos, you got a lot of money, a lot of fertility coming, but you have to find balance because you're killing yourselves, okay? Like, you are exhausting yourself. You are burning yourself out. I know how this feels when you really, really love what you do. You don't care, and you just like, I'm just going to do it no matter what, even if I haven't slept in 5,000 hours. So, okay, the Empress. The Empress is a time of fertility. So this can be a pregnancy for those of you who have been wanting to get pregnant, or this could be a new business venture. So a new business venture that will work in your favor. This could also be a promotion. The Empress is a very big Taurus energy. So that tells me there's a big life lesson coming for you that has to do with fertility, abundance, growth. But next to it is justice, okay? So next to it, Virgo, there's a lot of the yin yang. So you need to balance yourself, balance your emotional and your logical side, because I feel like as you get tired, as you get burnt out, you might end up getting a little bit more emotional than you usually do, and that might tip you off balance, off of the balance that you are usually in. I see some betrayals though, so be careful because I'm seeing some betrayals. Spirit is saying, if you feel, pay attention to your gut. If you feel like someone is not right for you, like here we have Libra energy. We have Libra energy, which Libras are usually not traitors, which is confusing for me to see that because Libras are not like that. But there is also some Sagittarius energy here. Again, Sagittariuses are usually not those betrayal type of people. But hey, there's people change. You know what I'm saying? People are not always their sign. But I do see you feeling betrayed this month. Your financial prosperity is going to keep booming. It's going to keep prospering, but be careful with who you trust this month, because as you grow financially, I'm seeing some haters and I'm seeing some possible betrayals. So Spirit is saying, take what benefits you and walk away from that situation. This could also be like if you've been thinking that someone is unfaithful to you, find the evidence before you make a move, but it's very possible that they have been or are going to be. This could also mean that you might manifest lack of faithfulness. So if you are very, very, very paranoid about your partner cheating on you, be careful because you could manifest that into happening. So be very, very, very careful. Another thing I see for you, Virgo, is a lot of travel. I feel like Spirit wants you to travel for work. So I do see travel happening. Okay, so there is going to be travel happening. Now, this also represents very fast money coming your way, a large sum of money coming your way very quickly. With Justice and the Ace of Pentacles here, it could also represent, for those of you who are in any kind of legal matter, that a settlement is expected. This means that a settlement can be expected because I'm seeing a large sum of money coming to you for those of you who are in some sort of legal matter that has a settlement involved. Okay, so that right there is a good thing, but above all, Spirit is saying find the balance between what is going to benefit you and who is going to benefit you and who isn't going to benefit you and what isn't going to benefit you. So be careful because there's a lot of swords in your back. There are definitely, for those of you who have been feeling betrayed, there's definitely a lot of swords in your back right now, or you're feeling like there's a lot of swords in your back. But don't focus so much on that. Simply remove yourself from the situation. If a situation is taking away your peace, it's not worth being there. Instead of crying about it, instead of complaining about it, do something about it. Get out of that situation. Tell that person, listen, you and I don't vibe on the same vibration anymore. So, you know, it's okay to outgrow people. I mean, we're different people. Every 7 years, our entire body changes completely. And I'm not promoting you dropping every single person in your life, but if spirit is revealing something to you, release it. Because if spirit is revealing that, then that means that it's not beneficial for you, and it's okay to outgrow people. It's okay to say, listen, you and I no longer vibrate. We no longer have anything in common. I enjoyed my time with you that we had together, but unfortunately, we no longer vibrate, you know? And that's okay. That doesn't mean you have to be someone's enemy. That doesn't mean, it's just being honest, you know? And if that person feels offended, then that verifies for you right then and there that you made the right decision. Alrighty. I have to take a sip of water. Alrighty. So the next sign we are reading is Libra. Hey, buddy. It's not okay to ghost people, Emmanuel. That is immature. Although I'm not gonna lie, I've done it before. Yes, it's, you know, I've done it before where I've ghosted people, but remember that eventually spirit is gonna force you to deal with them directly, face on. So instead of ghosting someone and dragging it on and then being like, oh, I wonder why he's not talking to me anymore, just, you know, just tell them. Just tell them, okay? It's just tell them. Alrighty, Libra. Let's see what spirit has to say to you today. Libra, Libra, Libra. See, already, like we talked about the card stock. I'm not trying to badmouth the cards, okay? I'm not here to judge. Libra, the Temperance card, 2 of Pentacles, 5 of Pentacles. Be careful how much you're spending, Libra. Be careful how much you're spending, but also don't be afraid of losing money. It's like you have to have a balance between the two, okay? Because I do see an investment that is going to pay off. It's gonna be scary for a little bit, but I'm seeing an investment that pays off eventually. I see a lot of communion. I see a lot of coming together. I see a lot of celebration. So it's definitely going to pay off, this investment that you made. It's going to be a very fertile space for you. But be careful not to self-sabotage, because the devil is coming up here, you know, trying to sabotage the situation. So be careful not to self-sabotage. Be very clear with what your expectations are and what your intentions are, because as this project progresses, okay, the Temperance is coming up here, 2 of Pentacles. That's definitely some sort of financial opportunity that, you know, it's bringing people together. But I'm also seeing the 9 of Swords, Knight of Wands, and the Devil here, and that is just kind of saying, like, be very clear on, this is for business. I feel like be very clear as to what your expectations are, what you are setting this up for, because I feel like there's going to be maybe some conflict with some people who are going to misunderstand what the purpose of the situation is. So just be careful with a Capricorn, possible Capricorn. But other than that, spirit is like, listen, you're not going to have an issue. You just have to be clear with what your expectations are and what the situation is meant for. I just feel like I see egos getting in the way. I see some egos. So if you're starting a new business, make sure that your team works well together. They're not full of ego, that they're not egotistical people, that they are people that are willing to work in a team, that are good to work in a team together. Okay? Just because I see some ego conflict. Okay? But other than that, I see a lot of joy, celebration. And I see a lot of financial prosperity coming out of it. And I do see Libras, whether male or female, this is going to be kind of like a nurturing. This is going to bring out the nurturing side of you. It's bringing out the Empress side of you. So, I believe that both men and women can have very motherly side. And I feel like this is bringing out, this whole project is going to be bringing out the nurturing side of you. But it's all about balance. It's all about balancing out the situation and making sure everyone knows what their job is, making sure that everyone knows what their role is, and making it very clear that you are not about the drama, okay? That you are not about the drama. There's not going to be any drama involved, and people are going to have to work together as adults to make this happen, whatever it is. If it's a group project, if it's a business project, make sure that it's clear what your goals are so others don't get in your way. Alrighty. The next one is Scorpio. Scorpio, Scorpio, Scorpio. The best sign on earth. I can't lie. I'm a Scorpio moon, so I have to agree. Scorpio, what does Spirit have for you today? La 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 la. Oh, Scorpio, 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 Scorpio. You want the world. You want the children. You want the world right now, and it's burning you out. But I feel like the most important thing for you that you really, really want is family. You want family. You want love. You want to have a relationship, a partner that is going to be there with you. And Spirit is showing me a lot of Scorpios meeting their soulmate energy right now. It may be Geminis, funny enough, Geminis or Libras. I'm sensing a lot of Libra, Gemini, air energy. So if you have been looking for your soulmate, and now doesn't apply to everybody, but a majority of the collective of Scorpio is going to be meeting their soulmate, is going to be meeting the person that they wanted to be with. And I'm getting a lot of air energy, but I'm also getting some some earth energy. So some of you are going to be meeting possibly a Capricorn, Taurus, or Virgo energy, and some of you are going to be going with an air sign energy, meaning Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius. I'm sensing more of the Gemini and Libra. However, Spirit is saying focus on the things that matter in your heart. Be careful not to get greedy. Okay? Be careful not to get greedy because you're distracted. You're kind of all over the place. And because you're all over the place, you're at the point of almost giving up. Almost giving up maybe on love, giving up on like that idea of family and that relationship that you've been waiting for. But Spirit is showing me that you will be victorious. But you just have to kind of sit still for a minute. Sit still for a minute under a tree and decide what type of person you want to attract into your life, because I feel like that's what's holding you back. The bottom of the deck is the Death card, so that's definitely a large change, and the Death card is the Scorpio card. So that's a huge change coming your way. A huge change. And I don't feel like it's negative. It's a very positive change, because right under the Death card is the Marriage card. So the Four of Wands, meaning a new home, a new marriage, a new committed relationship coming your way. So it's something positive, but you need to take a moment to tell the universe what is it that you want to attract into your life. Now, I'm not talking about saying, I want a blonde, blue-haired, 5 feet 10 inches, like not not physical things, but more of what vibrations, because remember, those physical things change, right? So what vibrations do you want in that person? You want that person to be nurturing, caring, responsible, someone who is fair, those kinds of things. But Spirit is saying, but in order for you to receive, you have to ask. Yes, I still haven't fixed my fire alarm, guys. I know it's been like 5 months. I can't help it. It's my landlord has to come fix it, and they haven't opened the office in 5 months. So before someone says something about the fire alarm, I wanted to address that. But yes, no Victoria's Secret models. Like, I mean, you never know. I mean, Victoria's Secret models could be honest, beautiful, and responsible, and all those other things. But what I'm talking about is also somebody with substance, okay? Who is going to have that substance? Sit down and ask the universe first, because you have to ask in order to receive. Another thing too is Spirit is saying to me is, if you don't believe in love, love will not show up in your life. So if you've stopped believing in love, you need to reevaluate your beliefs, okay? And that will be very important and very dramatic for you to be able to actually attract that which you desire this month. So you have to reevaluate your beliefs and understand that everything comes in its time. So just because love hasn't happened for you yet doesn't mean that it's not meant for you to happen. Not everybody is meant to be married and with kids by the age they're like 25. Sometimes that happens when after you're 40. So really don't try to compare your life to other people so much, okay? Do your thing, be different, which is interesting that I have to say this to Scorpios, because Scorpios are usually the different ones. Scorpios are the occult people. We are the people that like to mess with things that are not usually what other people want to mess with. So be willing to be different. Be okay with being different. It's okay. Listen, I have so many interests as a Scorpio moon that people tend to be like, I didn't know you did that, because there's so many things that I do not stick to because I don't like to be like everybody else. So it's okay to be different. And it's also Sagittarius thing, which I'm Sagittarius sun. All right, so let's go ahead and see what Spirit has to say for Sag. Yeah, tell me about it. Like today, I went to PetSmart to get a new cage for my dragon, and my wife was like, I want to get this python, and I was like, yes, we can get the python, but if we get the python, you're not going to want to clean the cage, because you always make me clean the dragon's cage, because she's scared. She's kind of scared of our dragon a little bit. She's a Libra. She wants to save every single animal in the world, but then when it comes to cleaning their cage, she doesn't want to. So So you gotta kind of decide, okay, also be careful with what you wish for. So like I just said, my wife wanted a python, but then when I brought up to her the fact that she would have to feed it rats and that she would have to clean it and then it's gonna get really, really big, she was like, maybe I don't want one. fact that the Python will probably live longer than us. Alrighty. Let's see what Spirit has to say for Sag. It's alright though. She takes really good care of our cats. So it evens out. Alrighty. Alright, Sag. You also are having a lot of change. And this change... Whew. Okay. Really, really... okay. A lot of change for you coming as well, Sagittarius. Doesn't surprise me because Sagittarius is so close to Scorpio. Doesn't surprise me that you also have some similar changes. The Death card is coming up here, so this again doesn't surprise me. This is going to be a month of a lot of changes. A lot of changes when it comes to love. The Two of Cups is coming up here. So a lot of relationship changes. A lot of positive relationship changes. Be careful not to get yourself burned out. I do see, though, unlike usual, Sagittarius, you are starting to listen and take some time off. Rest a little bit. Recharge yourself. The Death card. This is interesting. If there are some people who have Sagittariuses who have loved ones that are ill, Spirit is saying like that person, a lot of those people are going to recover. If you have someone who's ill, like I usually don't predict deaths or illness or anything like that. I don't like to do that. And Spirit kind of gets upset with me when I do that. But I do see a lot of recoveries. Okay. So no, I'm not seeing any travel for Sagittarius. I'm seeing the need to take some cleansings for Sagittariuses. Also to ask so that you can receive. I see the need for you to use your magic right now. Spirit is talking about candle magic. Using your magic. If you are a magician, if you're not someone who does magic, then at least writing down your goals to manifest them faster. Doing a vision board is really, really powerful to help you manifest your goals faster if you're not doing like magical rituals or anything like that. I do see a little concern with money this month, but it's really not gonna be an issue. You think it is, so you're holding kind of tight to it. You're kind of like, you usually don't care too much about the money, but in the sense of like holding on to it. You're usually a spender. However, Spirit is saying calculate your finances well this month, but don't worry, there is going to be financial stability. You'll still be able to manifest more of it. Okay, you'll be able to manifest more of it, but you cannot be in the lack mentality. The manifestation is there. You just have to be careful not to be in the lack mentality. Taking cleansing baths, taking abundance baths, prosperity baths. I have some recipes on my YouTube channel. And the Three of Cups is coming here. So this is telling me that in the sense of love, there's going to be a lot of celebrations. So there's a lot of celebrations coming together and being together. A King of Cups is coming up for you here, Sag. So this means that those of you who have been dealing with a King of Cups energy, I feel like you're going to be getting what you wished for with this person. The King of Cups is a Pisces, Cancer, or Scorpio male. And masculine energy. Now, masculine energy doesn't always mean male. It sometimes can mean a female who is very masculine. But the King of Cups is coming up here. And I feel like you're going to be getting your way with... You're going to be getting what you desired from this person. You're going to be finally getting... If you've desired having a relationship with them, you're going to get it. If you've desired having a home and moving in with them, I feel like you're going to get it. So just... continue having faith, continue manifesting it, because I do see reconciliation. I do see getting together with this person and kind of getting your way. So that I feel like is going to work in your favor. Alrighty, guys. So I'm going to take a quick break, and then I'm going to come back and do Capricorn, Aquarius, Pisces, Aries, Taurus, and Gemini. I have to get my phone charged, and so it's going to be about a 5-minute break, and we'll move on to the next ones. Okay, so alrighty, Sag, that was your message. So just, you know, keep your head up, roll with the punches. Don't be afraid of change. You are a change type of sign, so don't worry about it. You will be getting that home, that relationship that you are hoping for this month. Just remember to work on communication, making sure that you are working together with this person, that you're communicating well with them, and that you are not too harsh. If there is some forgiveness that needs to happen, make sure that you are forgiving and open to forgiving. The Wheel of Fortune, the Sun and the Wheel of Fortune are coming up here as well for you, Sag. So that means that things are going to be very, very positive. There are some planetary movements that are going to be working in your favor over the next 3 months that are going to be working for you. So there you go. Many blessings. See you guys in a little bit.